Today I'm going to rank the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World films from worst to best because of the new release of Jurassic World Dominion. I hope you enjoyed the video, but we're going to begin from last place. Also, this is just my opinion. If you disagree with my last place and my first place, I respect it. Some of you may be seeing this one coming. In 6th place, aka last place, is Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park 3 is probably the one that gave me the least excitement. And the other thing I hated about Jurassic Park 3 is that, like other films like Jurassic World with the Indominus Rex, I feel like T-Rex should have stayed alive. Because, spoilers by the way, in the film, the T-Rex just immediately dies, nothing happens in the fight. Spinosaurus, I can agree, is a very, very interesting villain. I like the Spinosaurus. But the thing is, the T-Rex could have been a savior, like in the end or something. And I think that most of the scenes get kind of weird. For example, Alan has a dream on the plane. All of a sudden, a ginormous velociraptor on the plane saying, "Alan!" I'm like, that's a very interesting dream. And I didn't expect that to happen at all. Don't get me wrong, this movie is good. I like it. But it's nowhere near better than my number 1, my number 2, and not even my number 5. But moving on to 5th place. This one used to be in my top 2. 5th place is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Don't get me wrong, they did very well with this movie. The thing I don't enjoy about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is that it probably has my least favourite hybrid. Most of the scenes I wasn't interested in, like the beginning part with just people. Like, no, not the very beginning. The very beginning is amazing. You can see the T-Rex chasing the people and the Mosasaurus coming out of nowhere. But after that, it's literally, I like how they tell us the story and everything. They focus on the story, so they add lots of people in it. And they focus and, tell the story and stuff. But for me, there's just not enough screen time on the dinosaurs we like to see, we want to see. I like the scene how they have to escape the Fallen Kingdom, of course, because of the ginormous volcano. That was a very fun moment to watch and probably one of the best scenes of the whole entire film. The problem is, I almost found this, it was a really sad movie. Like the dinosaurs dying, because the Brachiosaurus couldn't fit on the boat, I think, and so he was left on the island and then he got burnt. But I'm not going to say that's the biggest complaint. That was only just one part of the film. I love the new characters they added. There were lots of good characters. There was the little girl that released all the dinosaurs. She was a very good character, and I think in Dominion she was the main character, one of them anyway. In 4th place is The Lost World Jurassic Park. So, I like The Lost World a lot more than I like Jurassic Park 3. A long, long time ago, when I was very young, I loved this movie. It was probably my favourite one. And that a long time ago, literally, the only Jurassic World that was made was Jurassic World, of course. That was the only films back then were... I think I started watching the Jurassic Park series in 2014. And in 2015, I started enjoying The Lost World. Yes, in 2014, the only one I watched was, Jurassic Park. There was only 4 films, which are the first 4, Jurassic Park, Lost World, the third one, and Jurassic World. And this was literally my favourite one out of the 4 films. I almost liked it as much as the original. It doesn't mean if it was made first, it's the best. I still love the original, but it still doesn't really... I think that The Lost World is underrated. Most of the scenes are actually heartwarming, and it probably has the best T-Rex scenes. It is a little bit confusing how he just all of a sudden attacks San Diego. I can agree with that, but it was very cool at the same time. Easily one of the saddest films from all 6 films of the franchise. The baby T-Rex was very, very sad to watch. I hated that part. Well, no, I like it. Don't get me wrong. It was very heartwarming though. In third place, Jurassic World Dominion. Now, don't get me wrong, this film isn't going to stay in third for long. I can't decide between the top three. So as you know, we're in our top three right now, and Dominion is one of them, of course. I swap these three around a lot. I just can't make my mind up. Dominion will stay in third because I think the other two are a bit funnier and just feel like a lot more, like they make more sense and they're a lot more basic to me. Now, the main character is awesome. The old characters come back. That's amazing. Now, the ending. I loved how the Therizinosaurus was revealed as a savior. If the Therizinosaurus didn't come, the T-Rex would have been dead. Now, I love the new animation of the T-Rex. Like, his roar completely changed. His attacks completely changed. He got a lot more aggressive. The Giganotosaurus is one of the best villains, full stop. Not the best. I think I like the Indominus Rex more, but that's literally it. Now, the Giganotosaurus was definitely the most aggressive. Not as strong as the Indominus Rex, but after that, like, he's easily the biggest dinosaur to ever exist. Bigger than the Spinosaurus. The Giganotosaurus is an awesome villain for the film. The prologue was absolutely amazing. I watched it. I got so hyped up to watch the film. I watched the scene where the 65 million years later. Wow, the Giga really did live very long then. Because on the first part of the prologue of the feathered T-Rexes fighting the Giga, like, the Giga literally killed them. And then later, the Giga's still alive. But I like the scene where the T-Rex attacks some sort of car park. That was a very cool part to watch. Now, this is probably the longest one I'll be talking about since it's the new film. Dominion is a very good movie. I loved Jurassic World Dominion. But it has a big chance of changing to either 2 or 1. I can't decide between the top 3. This is probably the hardest franchise to ever rank. The top 3 are, only slightly better than each other. For example, if I said I like Dominion more than... I'm keeping the other 2 secret, even though you already know what my top 2 are. If I liked the Dominion more than a film, only by the slightest slight. Well, except for Jurassic Park 3, I suppose. The thing I find disappointing about Jurassic World Dominion is that, you see so many dinosaurs in the scene. In the end, it's mainly about locusts. Now, this is something that lots of other people would agree with, I think. Also, sorry I couldn't add any background to this. Now, we're going to move on to second place. Okay, now I'll tell you my top 2. The top 2, we've got Jurassic Park versus Jurassic World. Yeah, my lists do swap a lot. They change so much. In second place, I'm going to have to give it to Jurassic Park. Now, many of the people watching this may have thought Jurassic Park was going to get first place. It's the original film from 1993. Now, this has a very big chance of getting taken over by Dominion, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, at the moment, Jurassic Park is only slightly better than Dominion, but it'll probably change. Like I said, I'm a ranking changer. I changed my rankings too much because I don't remember my old rankings, so I'm like, oh well, I'm going to make a newer ranking. Dominion has a large chance of being better for me. But let's talk about Jurassic Park because we moved on to that now. Jurassic Park is an amazing film. I like the old characters. The only thing bad I find about Jurassic Park is most of the scenes just feel quite empty to me. Only one dinosaur comes from each scene. Yeah, that may be a bit neat, so I suppose that's good. But in the other films, they're just crazy. So many dinosaurs coming at the same time. In this, it's just neat and empty. And the only 3 carnivores in this film are the Dilophosaurus, the T-Rex, and the Raptors. The T-Rex scene where he attacked the man on the toilet seat was good. And the T-Rex attack, almost every T-Rex attack, how he came out from the trees to kill some of the Gallimimus. Almost said Baryonyx. He wasn't released yet then. Forgot about that, silly me. And the T-Rex ate one of the Gallimimus. It was very cool. And how he was chasing them through the woods. He almost ate the car because of his big jaws. Now, every T-Rex scene was absolutely awesome. I love the scene how they just travel around and explore the place. It's original. It feels perfect. And The scene with the sick Triceratops is a bit sad, but I still love it. I still loved watching every single part. My only improvement is that it's quite empty. And in first place, I'm going to give it to Jurassic World. Jurassic World is the one with the Indominus Rex. Indominus Rex is easily the best villain from the franchise. The newer characters like Owen and Claire get introduced. I love that. Since they were very funny, so they were very good to watch, like very good. And the scenes were Blue, Delta, Echo, and Charlie. Only Blue survived, unfortunately. Like how they're chasing, just running straight to their destination. The end fight was awesome. They introduced the Mosasaurus. Yes, I used to think I didn't know the name of the Mosasaurus when I first saw Jurassic World, so I called him Flippy One. Jurassic World is the best movie of the franchise, in my opinion. If you watch this video, I would appreciate it if you commented down below your favourite films.